Bonjour tout le monde. Today we are going to learn how to use the expression est-ce in French. Est-ce. So est-ce basically is used to ask questions in French. And it often is not translated into English. But if you are going to translate it, if you feel a need to translate it, word for word, it literally means, is it that? Is it that? Sometimes we use that expression in English, but we often leave it out. So by itself, est-ce is used to begin a yes or no question. If you're going to ask someone a question and you expect either yes or no for an answer, you would use est-ce by itself, okay? Also, it is used to turn a statement into a question. So here's a statement. Khaled is French. Okay, we're saying Khaled is French. Khaled est français. Period. That's a statement. Khaled est français. To turn it into a question, in English we would use the word is, and we would inflect our voice at the end. Is Khaled French? Now it's a question. So in French, to make it a question, you don't use is because there's already an is there. You use est-ce. So is it that Khaled is French would be one way to translate it, but you really don't need to translate the est-ce. You can just say Khaled is French. Okay, there's the is Khaled French? Est-ce que Khaled est français? Est-ce que Khaled est français? Here's another statement. He likes to play soccer. Il aime jouer au foot. He likes to play soccer. Il aime jouer au foot. It's a statement. We can turn it into a question in English. Now, for this one, we would not use is to turn it into a question. We would use does. We wouldn't say, is he like to play soccer? We say, does he like to play soccer? Okay, so same way that est-ce did not mean is, it also does not mean does. So don't translate est-ce as does. That's not the translation, but it's in the same position as the does. Also, there's something a little different here in that there is a word starting with a vowel right after est-ce, and when that happens, we drop the e on the k and use an apostrophe. So we do not say est-ce qu'il. We kind of squish it all together and say est-ce qu'il. Est-ce qu'il. Est-ce qu'il aime jouer au foot? And again, we're going to inflect our voice at the end and it becomes a question. Est-ce qu'il aime jouer au foot? Does he like to play soccer? So, il aime jouer au foot is a statement. Est-ce qu'il aime jouer au foot? Now it's a question. Okay, to form a question that asks for information, okay, because the questions that we just looked at were yes or no questions. But if you want to ask for information, who, what, where, when, why, how, we use specific question words and then follow that by the phrase est-ce, and then by a subject and a verb. So if you want to ask the information question, where are you going? Okay, so it's not are you going, it's where are you going? The word for where is où. Où. Okay, it's pretty easy, short. Now there's an accent grave on the U to differentiate this from the word où, meaning or. So où with an accent means where. Where is it that you go? Where are you going? Où est-ce que tu vas? Okay, répétez, try saying that. Où est-ce que tu vas? Où est-ce que tu vas? Okay, next we're going to ask a why question. So we want to know, why are you going to the store? Okay, so the word for why is pourquoi. Pourquoi. Then follow that by est-ce que, and then you go to the store. Okay, why is it that you go to the store? Why are you going to the store? Pourquoi est-ce que tu vas au magasin? Pourquoi est-ce que tu vas au magasin? Next, we're going to ask a when question. When are you going to the store? So most of the question is going to be the same, but instead of pourquoi, now we want to know when, and that is going to be the word quand. Quand. So when you say the word quand by itself, you don't pronounce the D. When you follow it by est-ce que, you would think that you would pronounce the D, quand, est-ce que, but the French pronounce that as a T. It sounds nicer, okay? So quand est-ce que sounds nicer than quand est-ce que, okay? Quand est-ce que. Quand est-ce que tu vas au magasin? Quand est-ce que tu vas au magasin? Okay, next we're going to ask a who question, or with whom. With whom are you going? So you've learned that the word with is avec. Okay, the word for who or whom is qui. And then est-ce que tu vas? So with whom is it that you go? With whom are you going? Avec qui est-ce que tu vas? Avec qui est-ce que tu vas? Okay, our last question is a what question. What question. And the word for what, one of the words for what, is que. Que. So the thing is, when you put que, when you follow it by est-ce que, we've got that que followed by a vowel again, so we're going to drop the E on the que and just make it a QU. So it's going to be like est-ce que with a K sound in front of it. So it's qu'est-ce que. Qu'est-ce que. Okay, tu vas acheter. Acheter means to buy. So what is it that you're going to buy? Qu'est-ce que tu vas acheter? Qu'est-ce que tu vas acheter? Okay, so now you know how to ask some questions in French. Yes or no questions and informational questions. Bon, c'est tout pour aujourd'hui. Au revoir et bonne journée.